Comedians are liars, and Katt Williams is no exception.
You talked to me that you got accepted to college at 7 years of age.
Katt Williams really sat there in that big sword ninja face and told him that he got accepted into college at 7 years old. Now, outside of the very obvious lies, such as graduating college at 7 or running a 4.1 40-yard dash in his prime.
I'm almost 100 years old right now, but if we go outside right now, I can run a 4.340 or sub. I can do a 4.16 if I'm
there's Jimmy John's across the street. We can order a sub.
But
you've been on the submarine. That what you sub?
So back then it was even greater. So you got this guy that all the coaches want to play.
Man, Katt, don't do that.
Hold on. Katt
Williams started capping so hard, Brett, that Shannon Sharpe, who usually just allows his guests to come on and lie, even he had to step in like, come on, Katt, bro. I allowed y'all ninjas to come on my show and lie to me, man, but yo, I'm an athlete too, bro. I can't allow you to sit here and say you run a 4.16. To put that into perspective, if Katt Williams ran a 4.1640, he would be the fastest NFL player, NBA player, baseball player to ever live, and quite arguably one of the fastest men to ever live.
And I'm relentless. I'm out there. I'm still, to this day, I play 11 games of basketball with a 20-year-old. The record is 92-6. This is just in the yard, just to the rack, just because.
I don't think anybody who actually plays basketball uses that vernacular. But outside of the blatant cap, I'm actually impressed. If they played 98 games, he actually kept a tally and track of all 98 games to be able to come on a podcast and say that he won 92 out of the 98. Now, outside of Katt Williams' blatant lies and cap to Shannon Sharpe, he actually began to expose lies of other comedians who came on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay. Now, one of those comedians is Ricky Smiley, who came on Club Shay and said this about Katt Williams.
You were originally supposed to play Katt Williams' character.
Yes. And Katt Williams was supposed to play my character. And somebody said, no, we want you to play Mike.
The thief Santa Claus.
Right, and then, because Katt Williams was going to be the Santa Claus.
Right.
And then, and they switched it over.
Right.
Because when I auditioned for Mighty Mike.
Right.
So when I went in there to audition, I'm at the toilet. When Katt Williams went to use the bathroom, that's the line I had to use to audition. So they switched it up. So I was like, yeah, I can do this Santa Claus role.
Katt Williams was at home when he heard Ricky Smiley tell Shannon Sharpe that the Money Mike role in Friday was supposed to be his role, and somebody at the top gave Katt Williams the role after they gave him the role first. And Katt Williams called Shannon Sharpe's phone to do an interview so he can expose Ricky Smiley for telling that blatant lie.
Because you've made a safe place for the truth to be told. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I have watched all of these lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies. I'm talking about things that have never been heard in all of Black Hollywood. They feel comfortable sitting here and lying to you about it. You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday After Next, the one I was in. This man told you he had Katt Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike.
Wait.
And Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now three quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story?
This is just petty. Both these dudes are like 50 years old beefing about a role from 20 years ago. Now, Katt Williams will say that Ricky Smiley went out sad, bro. Like, he went out bad. That while Katt Williams was filming Money Mike, like, he was actually on set telling other people how it was supposed to be his role because he's more famous than Katt Williams, and Katt Williams ain't nobody.
Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. Oh, so he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
Now, Katt Williams would also say that Ricky Smiley and his beef got so bad that he would require Hollywood to to put Ricky Smiley in a dress to emasculate him before he could film with Ricky Smiley again once he became a bigger star.
He was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
I'm a big advocate of not playing fair. If we ops, I'm not playing fair, bro. I'm going to the full extent of my powers to make sure I crush you if you my op. So I'm not really mad at what Katt Williams did, but Katt Williams preached that black power stuff, and you can't really preach that black power stuff if you contributed to emasculating a man who is probably a figurehead in his community and you put him in a dress. Now, can you imagine the psychological impact that had on other young men who looked up to Ricky Smiley? So I don't think that's the flex that Katt Williams think it is. But Katt Williams obviously doesn't respect this man because he said something during his interview that was, I believe, out of bounds and ain't no taking back, and guarantees that Ricky Smiley and him will be beefing for life because he brought up Ricky Smiley's dead child.
My son, Brandon Smiley, passed away this morning. I'm on my way to the airport. Pray for me. Now I see what my granddaddy went through and why he felt the way he felt. My granddaddy went through this with my dad, and somehow here I am going through the same thing my grandparents went through. So just pray for our family.
What?
So
Ricky Smiley knows this, and I don't know why he would lose a child and come on the air and start lying. That's why people believe in rituals right there.
Luckily for Katt Williams, Ricky Smiley is a church-going guy. He's not a street dude, so I doubt there will be consequences for his words. Now, Katt Williams also has beef with Cedric the Entertainer, another comedian. Now, their beef stems from decades over this one particular joke that Cedric the Entertainer told on Kings of Comedy.
White people like space movies. Black people don't really do space like that. White people love space movies. They love movies about the moon and Mars where they can be leaving our ass down here on Earth. That's what they think. They think they're gonna leave us down here on Earth. They gonna move to the moon. Ain't gonna happen. Y'all move to the moon, damn it, we coming to the moon. Oh, we'll be right behind y'all in space shuttles with Cadillac grills. Just rolling one headlight out.
Maybe because it's a different era, that joke really don't seem like a joke that's worth stealing. Like, it's not a funny joke. I didn't laugh. I didn't chuckle. I didn't give a reaction. It's not a funny joke to me. But Katt Williams believed that when Cedric the Entertainer came and watched him perform when he was a struggling and up-and-coming comedian, he stole that joke from him and then performed it on the biggest comedy show in the world, making people think that it was his joke and not Katt Williams. Well, Katt Williams was on a radio morning show about 2 years ago called The Morning Hustle, and he called out Cedric the Entertainer for stealing his joke from him.
The comedian was already bigger and more famous than me, and he took my closing joke and made it his closing joke on Kings of Comedy. I was in the theater. I paid my money to go see Kings of Comedy, and to see my joke being there and not me was about as disrespectful as it gets in our craft. And I really took it really personally with Cedric the Entertainer at that time.
Now, fast forward to last year, Cedric the Entertainer was on Club Shay. Now, while on Club Shay with Shannon Sharpe asked him about Katt Williams accusing him of stealing his joke.
Generation where we out the way, at least for me, like I don't.
Well, you a cat. I mean, Katt say you stole one of his jokes.
Yeah, like I mean, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? It was like the idea of the joke that he was even talking about don't even match up with no timeline. So for me, it was one of those things like.
Did you have a conversation? Did you guys sell it? Did you have a conversation with Katt?
Well, I responded to him the way he responded to me, but that's what I said as well. I've seen Katt, you know, even before then.
Right.
I've seen this guy 30 times. Like, dog, if you literally was that upset about it, like, dog,
just
why
step to him and say, hey,
yeah, why didn't you say nothing? Like,
Katt Williams obviously responded back during his Club Shay interview. And Katt Williams let Cedric the Entertainer have it, bro. I'm talking about, bro. This is one of the most classic roasts, and it was only for like 15 seconds.
Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program. Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019 and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. The truth don't need motivation. I'm just saying I can't let these dudes lie. Cedric sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star. What?
It's a situation.
He never wrote anything. Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer.
Right.
We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
In the words of Katt Williams, bro, you shouldn't have been talking ish, man. Yo, Cedric the Entertainer would be hot at what Katt Williams said about him, because he would take to Instagram, out of all places, to seemingly threaten Katt Williams. Cedric the Entertainer would comment on Instagram under the video of Katt Williams going off on him, and he would say, revisionist history, regardless of whatever Katt's opinion is of my career can't be reduced to one joke Katt Williams claims is his. I've been in over 40 movies. My specials and brand speaks volumes for I am. The people I have put on, including Cat in the Hat, aka Katt Williams, at the Gibson's Amphitheater. And all that tough talk is corny as F. I'm grown, man. And none of that ish gonna go like you think. Essentially saying that if he sees Katt Williams, it's gonna go left, and Katt Williams ain't ready for it, or it's not gonna go how Katt Williams thinks it's gonna go. You do you, and I got this over here. If you get roasted by a comedian and you are a comedian and you get in your feelings and start talking tough or making threats, you automatically lost that battle, bro. Like, you can't win it. If you're a comedian, roast him back. Like, get in a roast battle with Katt Williams. Now, I'll be real, most people don't want to get in a roast battle with Katt Williams. Like, we've seen what Katt Williams did to the Wanda chick. Like, we haven't heard from her since. Like, you're even big on radio was a line that killed her entire career, bruh. Now, Katt Williams also went off on Steve Harvey. He claims that Steve Harvey lied about his entire story, and he's never been homeless at all.
I didn't get into comedy till I was 27. I was homeless from 30 to 33. I lived in a 1976 Tempo.
Telling you that I lived in a car for 3 years. In my 30s, I was homeless.
These are like, this is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash.
The Steve Harvey homeless story does seem kind of sus, but at this point, I think Katt Williams is just hating, bro. Like, this is just player hating. Because even if Steve Harvey was lying about being homeless, bro, like why do you care? All right, like, why do you care to expose him? I don't understand. This is just player hating to me. Now, he would also expose another lie he believed that Steve Harvey has been telling, which is that his current wife, Marjorie, was with him before the fame.
And doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man.
We had nothing. She didn't marry into no lap of riches. I had nothing. When I asked her to marry me at the end of 2006, she said she wanted to get married in 2007. I told her too soon. I got to get some stuff together. She said, what? I said, baby, I ain't really got nothing. I'm trying to build. She said, I'm going to get in there and build with you. We got married in 2007. Do you know what I was doing in 2007?
That was Steve Harvey's response to people calling him a simp for wifing off Marjorie, who past includes dating a kingpin husband, having a baby with him, being a single baby mama, and being an informant for the FBI. So he had every incentive to make her look like a ride or die or down-to-earth chick who stuck by him throughout the fame. But in 2006, I was 8 years old. And I remember Steve Harvey was famous in 2006. Like, Steve Harvey wasn't broke. He wasn't unknown. He was famous. He was on TV. He was lit. So to try to carry this, I didn't have no money. I didn't have nothing. She stuck by me. Stop it, bro. You were famous and you were rich.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit. Then you ask it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good, baby, and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range.
At this stage in the interview, all the real beefs or gripes he had with people had gone out the window, and now he was just full on hating, bro. Now he was just full on hating. Now he moves on to Kevin Hart and says that Kevin Hart is an industry plant in more words than none.
Can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made... All lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
I won't completely dismiss this, even though we've seen Kevin Hart rise to fame. And that's because that's a misconception when it comes to industry plant. People will say that if you work hard, if you're talented, and if you grind it, you can be an industry plant. And that's not the case, right? Like your rise and your grind and your work ethic and your talent has nothing to do with what an industry plant is. An industry plant means that the people at the top who we don't see, they push a button to grant you opportunities that wouldn't necessarily be there without them pushing the button. Now, usually that comes with you doing something that's emasculating or something that's demeaning, essentially selling your soul. So is it possible that Hollywood elites and people at the top of the infrastructure push a button to allow Kevin Hart in so Kevin Hart could pass for whatever their agenda is? Maybe. But here's why I would lean against that particular theory. Usually we see that the people who get chosen don't usually get touched or destroyed, right? So if Kevin Hart was truly an industry plant or truly chosen, then all the turmoil, drama, and conflict that Kevin Hart has been going through, he wouldn't be going through it because he would be well protected by the people at the very top who got the power to protect him.
My goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole. And never has sucked a penis.
Took a break from going off on Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and any other comedians, and he addressed Harvey Weinstein. He says that he was very suspicious of 3 black comedians who was on set of an unknown movie because for him to be in the movie, he had to audition for Harvey Weinstein, and Harvey Weinstein looked at him in front of the entire agency and offered to give him fellatio, all right, in exchange for him being in the movie. Now, apparently he stood tall and rejected it, and somehow Harvey Weinstein still put him in a movie. But when he went on set, he seen 3 other black comedians and wondered if they accepted the offer that Harvey Weinstein gave him.
That's how a legacy is built. So all of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there?
I told him no. What y'all do?
Now, I'm inclined to believe this because of Harvey Weinstein's history and past. But when you look at how he set it up, right? Like, he gave the Harvey Weinstein story so he could set it up with a grandiose praise for himself.
This is why when I walk in a room, heads go down.
While talking about predators and people taking booty, he will say him valuing his virgin butthole is one of the reasons why he didn't party with Diddy when Diddy sent him an invitation.
Down, who gonna turn down 50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
I believe the Diddy story, but for some reason, I think turning down 50 million 4 times is cap, bro. Again, maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'm just skeptical. I ain't never sniff a million, so I can't tell nobody about turning down 50 million 4 times, all right? But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys make of all this madness and craziness that took place during this interview? And if you're still watching, click on this video somewhere on my screen to find out why the police believe that Tupac's alleged killer, Keefe D, put a hit on this man while in jail. Click on this video here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.